in today's video, we're going to talk about Godzilla Minus One, which is Toho's next movie. Next standalone Godzilla movie, I guess you could say, which comes out in December. We are just under 2 months away because we're nearly in October already. Sadly, there's no UK release for this movie yet, but there is still hope. They have just announced a German release, which is in Europe. So hopefully we get a UK release. Date information confirmed the closer we get to the launch of this actual movie. They're dropping so many different pictures of Big G himself all over the internet since we got the actual full-on trailer for the story of the Godzilla Minus One movie. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Voice you here if you are new around and make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse content that I cover. Yeah, I know this isn't Monsterverse, it's Toho, but it's still Monsterverse in a roundabout way. Fight me down below in the comment section if you could. Check us out on Instagram at WarStew. Check us out on Twitter, WarStewG. All right, let's break it down. So you'll see right now a picture of Godzilla, the Big G, the top G himself, looking like he's just about to fire up the atomic breath. And this image is actually visually stunning. For what is a fairly low-budget movie, it looks absolutely insane. We know this movie's set in the 50s in Japan. I can't really dispute anything. The footage we've got in the trailer, I tried to include it in the last video we did, but I kept getting a copyright claim and it wouldn't let me use it. Hopefully I can actually put some footage this time around. Yeah, I know, get better editing. It's just YouTube keeps flagging it every time I try and use footage. But let me know, what do you think about this image of Godzilla firing up the atomic breath? There are some comments. I do like reading the comments on Instagram and Twitter. Some people go, oh, he's not big enough. He's too big. His feet are not big enough. This is not top G. He should look bigger. It looks realistic. This movie looks more like a horror movie, which it should do because, you know, he's an actual monster. A lot of people are comparing this to Shin Godzilla, saying that Shin Godzilla was the scariest. But the illustration it's on fire. The fact that the director of this movie also did the VFX, he directed it, and he also wrote it. So get that lad a pay rise. He clearly needs it. So there's still a lot of controversy going around about Godzilla Minus One. You know what we do on this YouTube channel? We talk about spoilers, rumors, theories. We talk about absolutely everything. But every time you bring this movie up, people are like, yo, there can't be two Godzillas. Toho are trying to get away from Big G fighting monsters. Are they, though? I don't know. So I thought, because we're going to talk about this, we may as well go over some slightly different information about the supposed plot leak. And as you know on this channel, we do cover a lot of different things. So this is common courtesy of 4chan, not myself. And it goes over the plot leak. And this plot leak was out there before the trailer release. So that adds a lot of validity to the movie that is Godzilla Zero, essentially. So let's break down what the plot leak's actually saying. And it is interesting. And I really hope there is going to be two Godzillas in this movie. Why? Because I think it'd be freaking dope. I can't believe the US government is only going to be the only antagonistic, the only villain in this movie. I can't and won't believe that at the moment. So careful with spoilers, let's break down the alleged leak. So, the story focuses on the Serizawa family. We have a young Dr. Serizawa who apparently hates American for destroying his home, killing his father in World War II. And there is Dr. Serizawa's sister who loves her brother, but her views are at odds with her brother and believes in moving on with their lives. Godzilla and this other monster that is described to be the pre-evolved form of what Godzilla used to be and have similar relationships, as well as being the last of their species. Godzilla represents Japan's unbridled rage and attacks Tokyo, believing they were the ones that had attacked him and caused his body to be covered in scars. Meanwhile, the proto-Godzilla, or Normie as the leak refers to, is trying to convince Godzilla not to be upset and to just come back home. Normie, or the other Godzilla, and the two monsters will get into a fight, resulting in Godzilla as the victor. Godzilla doesn't kill the other Godzilla or Normie, but leaves his friend unconscious as he continues his rampage on Tokyo before swimming away. Now, there is a part in the trailer where one of the people say, I don't know if it ever forgive us, talking about Godzilla. So this makes me believe the US government will kill the Normie Godzilla or the other Godzilla. Despite his hate towards American, Dr. Sarazuka gets recruited by the American Armed Forces to help them find a way to kill Godzilla. In this case, Dr. Sarazuka has constructed a weapon for the Americans, which becomes the Oxygen Destroyer. However, he is suspicious that the Americans are looking to use this as a weapon of war they can use against other countries. Dr. Sarazuka burns all the notes of his inventions and sacrifices himself using the Oxygen Destroyer, thinking he's about to get rid of Godzilla in the process, as well as making sure nobody uses it for war. Godzilla and Normie fight each other again. This time, it is an underwater battle. During this fight, however, Normie caught Dr. Sarazuka closing in with the weapon. Normie, or the other Godzilla, saves Godzilla by pushing him out of the way, sacrificing itself to the Oxygen Destroyer. Normie dies, and Godzilla has a sudden realization that he is now truly alone in the world. Interesting. It is a sad story that is very similar to another monster movie made by Toho Co., which is about two Bigfoot creatures, one that likes to eat people and the other likes to protect people. While there are hates humans and one would rather feed on them, the other tries to force his brother to stop eating people and that they could coexist without needless killing. Granted, both leaks and the trailer shows the movie takes place post-World War II and describes Godzilla having a more classic look. The information is really nothing new. However, as we've become aware of, the movie was taking place post-World War II before the movie was officially announced. I wouldn't say Godzilla's design is as classic as it could be, but it is very familiar, so to speak. So the thing that makes me believe there could be another Godzilla or at least another monster in this movie is there is a line in the trailer that says, that monster will never forgive us. Maybe Godzilla does have beef with Japan that goes beyond bathing in a nuclear energy and being mutilated, or Oxygen Destroyer for the military defeated and killed the other Godzilla. So that line, that monster will never forgive us, wouldn't make any sense unless the Oxygen Destroyer weapon killed one of his friends or truly made him the last Godzilla species. So it is interesting. I do think there is a lot of validity to it. Does Toho want Godzilla to be the final Godzilla? We don't know, but they like to sell merchandise for multiple Godzillas regardless. But -1, Godzilla -1, does that mean that there are two Godzillas and -1 meaning now there's only one Godzilla? I didn't know. It does make sense. It really does. As we know, movies generally make more money. Well, not more money. They make most of their money in merchandise, hence why Spider-Man's worth so much to Disney, because they own the rights to Spider-Man merch. I just think there's got to be another monster in this movie. Otherwise, the monster will never forgive us line in the trailer doesn't make any sense. So like always, guys, let us know. What do you think of the trailer? What do you think of all the new recent images coming out? They are really hyping up this movie massively. So let's hope. I know a lot of people that view me aren't based in England, but let's hope we all get to watch this globally. Let's hope it comes out absolutely everywhere. At the moment, it's looking very likely that I'm not going to get to watch this movie at the moment in an IMAX cinema, which is shocking. But let's hope. It's only September, so they could still release it in a UK theatre. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at WhatchStew. Check us out on Twitter, WhatchStewG. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.